Meeting of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission will now come to order. Mr. Thomas Pete, will you leave us in the Pledge of Allegiance, sir?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Mr. Colley, would you give us roll call, please?
Yes, sir. C.D. Chucky Jeremy.
Here.
C.B. Tom Pete.
Here.
C.C. Jamie Lafont.
Here.
C.D. Rodney Gisclair.
Here.
C.D. Reggie Leday.
Here.
C.F. Ted Savoy.
Here.
C.G. John Bellisson.
Here.
C.H. Mike Colley here. C.I. Chris Colley.
Here.
We have a quorum, Mr. President.
All right, thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we have approved minutes for October 9, 2024 meeting. I need a move. Moved by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All approved, motion passed. Next, we have Executive Director's Report. Mr. Chasson.
Thank you, Mr. President. First is our Northern Expansion Slip D Bulkhead, GIS Engineering.
Okay, the contractor on this project is Dynamic Group. They are starting to get some traction out on the site. They have started moving the dirt around for access purposes, both for their vehicles and in order to drive the steel sheet piles. And as you can see, the test pile program is well underway. Should be through in the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right, airport projects. First is aircraft operations. Davey.
Aircraft operations for last month was 1,754. Personnel, 11,311. And vehicle count was 21,156 vehicles.
All right, any questions? Okay, Airport Connector Road and Bridge, PCOla and Associates. Hey, Ben.
Morning. Sea Level Construction is the contractor. They're currently working on welding the lift span grading down. That should take them about another month or so. They're also working on some of the pulling electrical wiring for the bridge and inside the control house, wiring up the street lights as well. The asphalt paving is complete on all the highways.
Okay.
Concrete drives and asphalt driveways are also complete as well.
Okay. Any questions? Thank you, Ben. All right, FBO Terminal, GIS Engineering.
Okay, Byron Talbot is the contractor on this project. They have mobilized to the site. They've driven all the piles, the timber piles that'll hold the building up, so they're just going to be getting ready to form up now, pour the slab.
Any questions? All right, the fuel system rehabilitation.
Shoot, that's us too. Okay, the fuel tanks should be coming in like the first week of December. So we're going to have them come in and put it up. They might have one valve that's still on back order, but we'll get everything ready so that when everything's here, they can hook it up. So
Any questions?
still hoping before the end of the year, it should all be done.
All right, okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, John. All right, other projects, Hurricane Ida repair projects, breakwater repairs, Angelette Design.
Rigid Constructors is the contractor for this one. They're currently getting materials ready and should be on site at the end of the month to start.
Any questions? All right, the Fouchon Beach project.
For this one, we are developing plans and specs to rebid this project, and we should be ready to meet with the port next week to review estimates, construction options, and timelines.
Okay. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina Dredge.
So Coastal Dredging Company is the contract on this project. They finished up dredging in flotation in the front marina. They're currently working on dredging in Flotation Canal right near Slip D. They're trying to dredge the top cut because they know there's shells. There's a shell layer down at the bottom, so they're dredging the top right now. Once all that's done, then they'll hit. So it's like from a -20 to a -27. There's a shell layer, and they'll go ahead and dredge that at that time, at the end.
that would complete their project once they do that, or they gotta go back to the front of Flotation Canal?
No, that's.
No, they did that already.
They did complete?
That'll
All
finish
right.
everything.
All right, well, that's good news. Glad to hear that.
Yeah, and they still have about 200,000 yards to go.
Yeah.
Still have a ways to
A little bit. Okay. Any questions? All right, thank you. All right, the airport hangar replacement, GIS engineering.
Okay, on this project, the contractor, Freetown Builders, is still working with his subs to design the front aircraft door. It's 16-foot high and 80-foot wide, actually 70-foot wide, and how to make it fit in the building. So hopefully we'll get that done pretty soon.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Mr. President, I wanted to mention that at the AAPA annual conference in Boston, just a few weeks ago, we did receive an award, the Great Lafourche Port Commission, for a Lighthouse Award from AAPA for excellence in environmental practices for the small port category. So I want to tell them thank you, and really thank you to you all for working with us on the project and wanting to move forward this environmental project at the Coastal Wetlands Park. Obviously, we have more work to do over there, but we have been recognized for the environmental work that we've done thus far on the Coastal Wetlands Park.
That's good. And also want to send to you congratulations on being in your position at the AAPA for now being president.
Chairman of the board for AAPA.
Congratulations. I will say I've been here for 24 years, and that is a huge accomplishment that predecessors could not do, and that you accomplished that you did. So I want to say the board is extremely proud of you, the commission, and everything for what you did. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. Anybody wanted to say something before I?
Well, I
Okay,
just
go
want
ahead.
to recognize for our viewing audience that Mr. Chasson will be making decisions with the new Trump administration to give you an idea how big a position this is on how America rolls forward on ports.
Yeah, so I appreciate that, and appreciate my peers at the other port directors from around the country in the Western Hemisphere. In fact, in voting me to be the next chairman of American Association of Port Authorities. That'll be a 2-year stint, so I'll be working on that for 2 years. But I think I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have the support of the board. So I really appreciate the board allowing me to do that and take those leadership roles on numerous boards that I serve on, many chairmanships that I hold. But I think, and I think y'all see it, it's important for us to be involved and have a voice and continue to speak up for our port, for our community, on a local, state, and national level, because everything we do is important, and we want to continue to enhance the capabilities of our ports and the maritime industry for our country, but in particular for ourselves here in our community. So thank you for that. The other thing I couldn't do, because it does take some time, right, away from the office. Without a staff like we have, we couldn't do that either. So I want to thank the staff for all the hard work that y'all put in, filling in for me in periods of time, for doing presentations or tours or what have you. We're all a team, and we appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the support here. So thank you.
And the exposure,
Congratulations.
excuse me, the exposure we get can only help our port, so it's a good thing all the way around.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations, Mr. Chasson, on something well-deserved.
Thank you.
Right. Any public comment? All right. Next, we have committee meetings. We go into executive committee. Many members are Chucky Sherman, Chairman, Rodney Gisclair, Senior, Jimmy LaFone, Tom Peete. First, we have consider approving the Odyssey Marine amendment of mooring dolphin lease.
All right, Odyssey Marine has their lease for mooring dolphins 46, 47, and 48 is coming up at the end of the year. They're requesting to extend that lease for 3 more years until December 31st of 2027.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Rodney Jusclair, second by Mr. Tom Peet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, consider approving the request from H&A Seafood for site GLF 106.
So H&A Seafood is feeling the pinch from a struggling shrimp market, and their request is for us to help them on their rent, just as we did after COVID and the downturn in the oil industry several years ago. We're gonna do basically the same thing for H&A Seafood, if y'all so approve, is basically a 3-month rental abatement that we then would spread the rest of that time over the 12 months, reducing their rent from monthly from $6,064.30 to $4,548.23. It would also add 90 days to their termination notice from 90 to 180 days, as well as add 90 days to the end of the lease term. Now, this would be a motion to approve, if y'all so see fit, to approve pending approval from LL&E, which is a landowner that we work with here.
Okay. Any questions? All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Ted Salwa, second by Mr. Reggie Ledet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we have consider declaring that the items of surplus are no longer needed for public purpose and ready for advertised sale.
All right, we have 2 items that are coming offline, a 2012 Chevrolet Tahoe with about 258,000 miles on it, and a 1999 Generac 100 kW diesel generator as well. Recommendation to approve this list.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Jim LaFond, second by Mr. Ted Salwa. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Next, we're getting out of executive committee, going to permits and waterway committees. Members are Rodney Jusclair, Chairman, Tom Peet, Ted Salwa, Chucky Sherman. Mr. Jusclair, your turn.
Thank you, Mr. President. We'll review the permits that are in front of the board from Chevron Environmental Management Company. And this project consists of piling removal in Lake Rakassee. And the second one is from Texas Petroleum Investment Company. It's an after-the-fact application for EUA 24-021. In situ burn was done in response to a leak in a 6-inch flow line that released approximately 1,600 gallons of oil onto a marsh. The well was shut in, a clamp was installed, and absorbent and booms were placed around the leak area. And that, Mr. President, concludes the permits and waterways report. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jusclair. Next, we're getting out of permits and waterways, going to Construction and Development Committee. Members are Chris Colley, Chairman, Mike Colley, Jim LaFond, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Colley, you're up.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. President. First, we'll start with consider approving substantial completion certificate from Huey P. Stockstill for the airport road bridge leveling.
All right, so this was a quick project to level out the airport bridge road area. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mike Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, consider approving the change order number 9 from Sea Level Construction for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge project.
All right, this is a change order for $12,233.34 for the safety gates that had to be put out at the road.
All right, need a motion.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Reggie Ledet. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
And next, we'll consider approving the LADOTD sponsorship agreement for the Airport Fuel System Rehabilitation Project.
All right, this is for the grant from LADOTD Aviation for $220,000 for that project. Recommendation to approve.
All right, need a motion. Moved by Mr. Chris Colley, second by Mr. Rodney Jusclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Construction and Development Committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Colley. Next, we're going into Finance Committee. Members are John Mellison Jr., Chairman, Chris Colley, Reggie Ledet, and Chucky Sherman. Mr. Allison,
All
your
right.
turn.
Good morning and thank you, Mr.
Close it
President.
up.
We'll begin by consider approving payment of the October 2024 invoices and recognizing those over $25,000. We'll begin with item 1, Dynamic Group LLC, $3,300,093.72. That's for slip D bulkhead. Item 2, GIS Engineering, $491,015.14. And that's for Port Fourchon Marsh Creation, Fourchon Island Feed Study, Slip D Bulkhead, Airport Terminal Building, Bell Pass Channel Deepening, and General Consulting and Engineering. Item 3, Sea Level Construction, $482,143.56, and that's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project. Item 4, Coastal Dredging Company Incorporated, $217,505.51, and that is for the dredging of the Flotation Canal Front Commercial Marina. Item 5, Travelers Insurance, $186,635 even, and that is for insurance renewals. Item 6, USI Southwest, $175,140.92, and that's also for insurance renewals. Item 7, Angelette Design LLC, $119,781.74, and that's for the Bayou-Lafourche Flotation Canal Bulkhead, the Fourchon Beach Maintenance, Restoration, and Protection Project, and the Fourchon Island Marsh Creation Permit. Item 8, SHI International Corporation, $71,596.80, and that's for Priority 5 renewal of 2025. Item 9, PCO and Associates, $65,668.95. That's for the Airport Connector Road and Bridge Project, Slip C Monitoring Report, dredging of the Flotation Canal and Front Commercial Marina, and the Minor Sheremy Road and Mitigation Bank Permit. Item 10, Nichols State University, $30,000, the Cooperative Endeavor Agreement between the port and the university.
You want me to explain real quick what that is?
I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
And if
so-
you can explain on number 8 a little bit to the International Corp Priority 5 renewal, I'd appreciate that.
On the Nichols State University Cooperative Endeavor Agreement is, we're working with Nichols on the camp that's in the research camp that they have in the port. And we're working with them on that. We'll have access for utilization once it's fully completed. The repairs are completed from Hurricane Ida. So that's what that Cooperative Endeavor Agreement is and the funding that we're giving them. Priority 5 renewal is our command and control system that Harbor Police uses. And
Correct.
that we use. That's the
Understood.
renewal.
Item 11, Sail Plan Maritime Incorporated, $30,000 even, and that's for emissions monitoring capability and air quality report. Item 12, Grand Isle Shipyard, $28,219.27. That's for contract labor for the FBO, along with limestone for the Flotation Canal shoulder. Item 13, Huey P. Stockstill LLC, $25,911.25, and that's for the airport road slab leveling. These expenditures, along with our others, brings us to a grand total of $6,329,740.40. And Mr. Colley, if I made no mistakes, I'd like to make a motion, we approve these.
Perfectly done, Mr. Melson. I'm happy to second.
All right.
I got a motion by Mr. John Millison, second by Mr. Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Next, we have consider approving the October 2024 unaudited financial statements as discussed in Monday night's committee meeting. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we accept these.
All right, got a motion by Mr. John Millison, got a second by Mr. Chris Colley. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
And last, we have consider approving out-of-state travel and training requests. First, we have John Crochet, Director of IT, attending the Maritime Cybersecurity Summit in Houston, Texas, November 18th through the 22nd. We also have Brooke Angelette, Harbor Police Sergeant, attending the Tactical Leadership Course in Alabama, January 5th through the 6th. We have Bryce Otan, General Counsel, along with Thad Angelos, Director of Grants and Communication, attending the American Association of Port Authorities Power Summit and Expo in Florida, January 20th through the 23rd. And last, we have Corporal Scott Bynum, Homeland Security Specialist, along with John Crochet, Director of IT, attending the Engage Central Square User Conference in Florida, April 27th through the 30th. Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion, we accept these out-of-state travel and training requests.
All right, I got a motion by Mr. John Mellison, second by Mr. Rodney Gisclair. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, this concludes the Finance Committee report.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mellison. Next, we have any other business? All right, any public comment? All right, look, I'd like to welcome Mr. Matthew Sheremy here. He is one of our former commissioners, Perry Gisclair's grandson. So he's really proud and honored to have him come to one of our meetings. Welcome, Matthew. We're glad you're here.
Thanks for coming.
And
Any other public comment?
also welcome Mr. newly elected
Oh, that's
Chad
true.
Colley.
Yeah,
Hey, he's
congrats.
hiding.
Newly
Congratulations.
elected
Come tell us
commissioner.
hello,
Chad, see
Chad.
that?
Yeah. That camouflage hat you got.
Chad, that happens.
Trust didn't call you a
Trust me.
Hey,
Sometimes you want to be forgotten.
yeah.
All right, we need to
All right.
adjourn the meeting, fellas.
Any more public comment?
I'm gonna make one.
Oh,
David Brewer
Mr.
wants to
Bro's
make
on
a
a comment.
comment.
Golly, bro.
I'll make a comment, just, I guess apparently word does get out quickly, but, you know, the Workboat Show is going on in New Orleans, and tomorrow we actually have a group of international visitors from different countries coming with U.S. Customs Service. I'll do a presentation for them, and they're gonna actually visit a couple of our facilities in port, so we have people from all over the world still interested in what we do.
No, okay. Good deal. Thank you,
Thank
bro.
you. Thank you.
Good. Any other public comment? All right.
I'll move that we adjourn, Mr. President.
I got a motion by Mr. Jimmy LaFone. I got a second by Mr. Thomas Petrie. Any discussion? Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passed. Look, everyone, Thanksgiving's come around. Y'all have yourselves a good, nice, happy Thanksgiving. For a few of y'all, happy birthday. But enjoy your meals and y'all be safe out there and have a good Thanksgiving for everyone. Meeting adjourned.